and the continent of Africa, and for his role in promoting democracy, peace, and stability in Kenya and the region. That is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, making his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. The time will be given to the members who may have not been able to participate this afternoon. So allow me to hand you over to this live proceeding. Good afternoon.
Mheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umeteua nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utasame tukirema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao wameridhika kutuita tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tukuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tulikutanika hapa, na tujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote tutakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako siendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu, na wale ambao haja zao umesikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. I'm so sorry. Can you be upstanding? I am so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. We are all in a sober mood. Do we have? Yes, we'll follow strictly those who are on the screen. Is that all right? At least in the morning I picked here and there to balance a few interests. But here we have only one interest. Baba. Sindio? The screen is full. So if you have logged in as they age out, others will keep coming on. Can we call out the orders?
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Thank you. Take your seat, member for Vihiga. Members at the bar, take your seats, the nearest seats. Naomi Wako, where's the nearest seat? Okay, thank you, honorable members. Allow me to recognize a delegation from the County Assembly of Bungoma. I wish to introduce to you a delegation from the County Assembly of Bungoma who are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. The delegation comprises 13 members of the County Assembly's Budget and Appropriations Committee. They are the Honorable Benjamin Otsula, Chairperson; the Honorable Caleb Wanjala, Vice Chairperson; the Honorable Joseph Nyongesa, Leader of the Majority Party and member; the Honorable Vitalis Wangila, Leader of the Minority Party and member; the Honorable Christine Muhongo, member; the Honorable Francis Chemion, member; the Honorable Stephen Kaiser, member; the Honorable Jerusa Aleu, member; the Honorable Meshach Simiyu, member; the Honorable Sudi Busolo, member; the Honorable Evelyn Mutiembu, member; the Honorable Jeremiah Kuloba, member; and the Honorable Alfred Muhanya, member. Honorable members, the delegation, accompanied by 2 members of staff, is on a visit to the Parliamentary Budget Office to share experiences and best practices in executing their mandates. Honorable members, on my behalf and that of the National Assembly, I welcome them to Parliament and wish them a fruitful engagement with their counterparts. Thank you. So far, so good. Honorable members, the first on the screen is Timothy Toroitich. Or call out the orders. Okay. Okay.
So order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Majority Leader, do you have any statement? Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44, 2A, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 14th October 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, I first wish to recognize that we meet today under somber circumstances, as stated by His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and your communication that you issued that the nation is mourning following the death of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, EGH, the second Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, and also wish to convey my deepest condolences to the family and to all Kenyans at this difficult time. Honorable Speaker, I just wish to remind members that in accordance with our calendar, the House is scheduled to proceed on recess tomorrow, Friday, 17th October 2025, and thereafter resume regular sittings on Tuesday, 4th November 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Honorable Speaker, upon resumption, the House will continue to consider the following bills at various stages: the Committee of the Whole House on the Pyrethrum Bill of 2024 and the Kenya National Library Service Bill of 2023, and also the second reading of the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Bill, Senate Bill number 17 of 2023, the T Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2023, the Provision of Collection of Taxes and Duties Bill of 2025. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, the debate will be undertaken on the following motions: consideration of session of paper number 5 of 2024 on the National Green Fiscal Incentives Policy Framework, the consideration of Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates, first report on the status of implementation of the Constitution by 3 commissions, and report on the audited accounts for the Judiciary Mortgage Scheme Fund for the financial year 2021, 2022, 2021, and 2022. Report on the audited accounts for the Commodities Fund for the financial years ended 2018 to 2019 and 2021 to 2022, and consideration of session of paper number 5 of 2023 on the National Policy on Labor Migration. Honorable Speaker, we'll also do the report on the audited accounts for the Stores and Service Funds for the financial year 2020, 2021, and 2021, 2022, and the Occupational Safety and Health Fund for the financial years 2020, 2021, 2021, 2022. And finally, Honorable Speaker, the report on the audited accounts for the Land Settlement Fund for the financial years 2020, 2021, and 2021, 2022, and the Railway Development Fund holding for the financial years 2017 to 2021, 2022. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the House business will reconvene on Tuesday, 4th November 2025 to reschedule business for the rest of that week. And therefore, on behalf of the House Business Committee, I wish members a restful recess period as they spend time with their families and also discharge their constituency obligations, even as we mourn the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House, and I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next order.
So order number 8, exceptional motion, tributes of the House.
Honorable members, the records show there was Dr. Nyikal who had exhausted his time. So the next is Timothy Toroitich, Marakwet West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving an opportunity to contribute on this very important tribute on behalf of our departed hero, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. Honorable Speaker, on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Marakwet West, I wish to express my condolences on behalf of the family of Raila Odinga, Honorable Speaker, we have lost the father of our democracy. Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga may have rested, but the flame of freedom burns on. Honorable Speaker, this is a man who was synonymous with our democracy. Our democracy as a country is blossoming because of the contributions or the contribution of one Raila Amolo Odinga. Honorable Speaker, the contributions of Raila Odinga shall forever remain etched in our memories. This country shall never forget that he is the father of the second liberation. Article 2A of our Constitution was repealed because of the fight and what Raila Odinga fought for, so that that particular provision was repealed, and therefore we had the democratic space opened in this country. Honorable Speaker, Raila's long pursuit for democratic ideals shall forever be remembered by the people of the Republic of Kenya. This is a man who bestrode Kenya's and Africa's political landscape like the giant colossus. And for that reason, Honorable Speaker, this man shall live in immortality. Raila Odinga shall never be forgotten. He will go into the records of this world, just like Mandela, just like Mahatma Gandhi, and other great heroes like Shakespeare and Martin Luther King Jr. Honorable Speaker, Kenya and Africa shall not forget this heroic son of our continent. Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga outlived regimes. Raila Odinga outwitted his rivals. Raila Odinga outlasted movements. He was and shall remain forever in our hearts. Honorable Speaker, in the words of Julius Caesar, Vini, Vidi, Vici, those are words that I attribute to the life of Raila Odinga, meaning I came, I saw, I conquered. Raila Odinga came to Kenya, he saw, and he conquered. And for that reason, he shall live in immortality. Rest in peace, Raila Odinga. We forever cherish you. May your soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Timothy. Honorable members, as I give the next member, tomorrow morning, leadership has decided that as many of you come to Parliament at 7, we'll have a short prayer of our houses of Parliament. Thereafter, I will provide buses to take you to Nyayo Stadium. Those of you who want to risk driving your cars there with the massive crowds, you are free to do so. Those who would want to get onto the buses and we go collectively and leave your cars in parkings here and be dropped back after the service, can do so. The choice is yours. But be here at 7. I'll be here by 6:30 so that we have a short prayer before we go to Nyayo Stadium. Parashina.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, yesterday, the entire country awake to the painful news that has shaken the hearts of everyone, from the mountains to the coast and from the lake to the desert, of the passing of our elder, a leader, a liberator, our statesman, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Mr. Speaker, it's good to recall that the country has not just lost a leader, but a symbol of courage. A man whom his name will be written in the golden space of our history. Raila Amolo Odinga was not just a politician, but a movement. Today, it has been demonstrated by the crowd from JKIA and even outside the parliament that the Raila Amolo was a movement in this republic. And as we mourn as a country, let us remember what Raila Amolo Odinga fought for this nation, democracy. And he has shown that democracy cannot be gotten freely. He fought. This is a man who went through detention without trial, a man during his political time. He went through prosecution, he went through exile, he suffered for this great nation. The dark days of...
For the record, Raila Amolo Odinga was never exiled. For the record.
Okay.
We must be factual.
Okay. I stand corrected, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, it's good to remember those challenges that Right Honorable Odinga went through. We need to understand also, he bore the weight of our struggle on his shoulders. He wanted this country to be better. And I can confirm that today we are enjoying freedom. We are enjoying the freedom, the space of freedom. And we are seeing a lot of justice in this country because of what he has done for this great nation. He has taught us leadership is not about holding spaces of offices, but leadership is holding hope for your people and your country. He has also shown us politics is not a platform of making or creating hatred, but politics is a platform of, it's a platform of healing. It's not a platform of building bridges, but also a platform of reconciliation. And reconciliation is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom. Mr. Speaker, as we celebrate his life, we remember his legacy of multi-party democracy. From 1992, 1990, up to even 2008 and the rest, everyone understands the space that Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga played in this country. The other one is the new Constitution 2010. The new Constitution created the devolved system of government. Through his hard work of the Constitution that he established and fought for, today we do have county governments, and we recall this slogan that power and resources to be channeled to the grassroots. We all enjoy that power and resources within our counties. As a man nation, we need to recognize Raila was not only a national political leader, but also he was a fighter for the Man nation. Starting from the land, the colonial land issues, the issues of land injustice. As a Man nation, we can see every election we voted for him. He was our hero, and on behalf of the people of Kajiado South, Kajiado County, allow me to convey my condolences to Mama Aida and the Raila family by saying, Pole sana, rest well, Baba. Kenya will never forget about you. Asante sana.
Osoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am just about 4 decades in this world, but the experience I've had with Right Honorable Raila Odinga can have me write over 50 or 100 pages just about him, Honorable Speaker. And my first encounter with him was when I was introduced to him by his late son, Fidel Castro Odinga, in 2008. And we would later reconnect about 4 years later, that was about 2012, when I was go here, come here man for the Honorable John Mbadi, without a dream of ever becoming a politician. And it's actually at that point that Right Honorable Raila Odinga identified me, and I then joined the Youth League of the Orange Democratic Movement, then under the leadership of Rashid, who we later hosted in discipline, of course, within the party structures. I would then later, Honorable Speaker, be tried to run, of course, under ODM. In his wisdom, then he told me that I was a young man and I couldn't manage to run. I then shifted to the little-known, the Kenya National Congress now later, that got me elected in this House, Honorable Speaker. Of course, the other one is history. But the experience I've had with that, the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, you would actually think I've known him for the entire of my life of 40 years. Because you will sit with him, Honorable Speaker, and you hear stories about this country, things that you don't even know about your village. He'll tell you about your village, your clans, your grandfathers, everything about you. He had immense history. A man of his stature and age, you would be surprised, you will actually be mesmerized to learn that he knows so much and keeps it in his mind, remembers the names of people who struggled with him and even those who live, and even the history of, that before he even came before he was born. He was a man full of wisdom. Somebody said earlier this morning, Mr. Speaker, that we equate him to he's our current Nelson Mandela. But I also want to add, Mr. Speaker, that he carried all the attributes of the great men that this world has ever had. Not just Nelson Mandela. There is Mahatma Gandhi, Honorable Speaker. There is the late Sankara, Honorable Speaker. There is Martin Luther King. All those attributes that we admire in those great leadership, Honorable Speaker, befell or were bestowed on one man. And you would be surprised how one man is blessed. Blessed with a political acumen that is unmatched in this world.
How can your list of great men in Africa forget Nyerere and Nkrumah?
I am well guided, Honorable Speaker. Yes. I'll carefully evade Nkrumah part, but I'll applaud Nyerere, Honorable Speaker, for a discussion that I'll have with you in some other forum out of what I have read about him, Honorable Speaker. But how can one man be such blessed? Political acumen, you'll actually think he's a spirit. You will see a person with a mass following, loved freely, Honorable Speaker. But even above that, still able to keep his family together. For me, Honorable Speaker, today what I've seen is more, motivating. That amidst the political, terrains that happens in this country, Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Prime Minister still kept his family together, his children together, went through school, and they are all able to maneuver around the terrains of this country, Honorable Speaker. That he even passed on, not very far away from the daughter, Winnie Odinga. So that's something that we really need to learn about. That when you continue moving around these murky games of politics, that we should not forget about our families. We should not run away from our families. We keep them together, because at the end of it all, during your sunset years, that very person that will be next to you is your blood. And that is what we've learned today, Honorable Speaker, in the entire story about Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Finally, Honorable Speaker, we really had to do so much for him, but we couldn't, as a people and as a nation, even appreciate him much. And even as he rests, I beg of him that may he find a soft place to land on, Honorable Speaker, to sleep, to lay his head on behalf of this country, because I don't really think that this country gave him the best that we ought to have given him, but may his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Majority Leader, and like everybody else, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and allow me, Honorable Speaker, to take this opportunity to now convey my very sincere condolences to the Odingas, right from Mama Ida Odinga and her children, and the extended Odinga family, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was privileged and indeed honored to have been part of the delegation that went to repatriate the body of our departed hero. And it has been indeed a great honor to accord him that last respect. And allow me, Honorable Speaker, to request Kenyans, even as we express our condolences to the family, to allow this great man not only to rest in peace, Honorable Speaker, but to be sent off with the dignity that he deserves. We have seen the outpouring of multitudes in the streets, right from the airport to Kasarani Stadium. And I want to speak to them, Honorable Speaker, and ask them to please accord the family and Baba the dignity and honor that he deserves. And even as we mourn him, and I know the outpouring of love that we have seen is understandable. But I would also request them, Honorable Speaker, to also allow a few protocols to be observed, and especially those around the family. Honorable Speaker, allow me to say that I came to know the late Raila Odinga back in 2013 when I joined this House. And often, Honorable Speaker, I found myself on the opposite side of where Raila Odinga was and where you were that time, Honorable Speaker. And you recall. And my maiden speech in this House, Honorable Speaker, as a new member of Parliament, was one where I described Raila Odinga as an old man who was away in London then. And we had a very heavy altercation here with the then member for Nyando. But that defined my entry into national politics, Honorable Speaker. And I later came to meet the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga through his brother, the Honorable Oburu Odinga, who remains my very good friend and whom we served together in the Public Investments Committee when I served as his vice chair in my first term. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, one day when we were in a report writing retreat in Mombasa, the Honorable Oburu Odinga asked me, "What is your problem with my brother?" And I told Oburu, "I have no problem with your brother, but I have to do what I am doing for my politics." 3 weeks after that, the elder brother Oburu introduced me to Baba. And my first meeting with Baba, he called me my son. And he told me, "I saw what you said of me in Parliament, but keep up." And that is a man that Raila Odinga was, a man who encouraged younger leadership to be the best that they could be. And he has nurtured many, many leaders, Honorable Speaker, who are in this House and even outside of this House, Honorable Speaker, from governors, ministers, members of Parliament, and even presidents around Africa, Honorable Speaker. You know Raila Odinga is a man who was a firm Pan-Africanist, somebody who firmly believed in a stronger and united Africa. Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga also came across to me as a man who used reconciliation and dialogue as his tools of leadership. And many people never understood that Raila Odinga understood that in leadership, you will always have disagreements, but disagreements must never define leadership. That leadership must be about reconciliation and dialogue. And I had the rare privilege, Honorable Speaker, 3 years ago, when sadly Baba was sick, again to reach out to him in Nairobi Hospital and speak to him about a call to dialogue. And later when he met with President William Ruto, the National Dialogue Committee was birthed. I remember the long nights we spent with Raila Odinga, President William Ruto, Junet Mohammed, former governor for Mombasa, Joho, and a few other people in Mombasa, up to about 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And the resilience that Baba showed to me that night, that he would spend hours in the interest of bringing Kenya together. That is why, Honorable Speaker, I say, for me, his leadership was defined by reconciliation and dialogue. Even the birth of the broad-based government, Honorable Speaker, again shows who Raila Odinga was and how he truly believed in dialogue and reconciliation among us Kenyans. And he has left us at a time that we not only had a broad-based government, but a time that he was trying to bring everybody to the table to dialogue and do what was best for our country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I had a short moment yesterday when I spoke here, and you must forgive me because when I remembered my conversation with Raila Odinga on the 14th of September, when my dad passed away and he called me, it evoked memories of what he had said to me, because on the 1st of June, we met again in Homa Bay. And as we were having a cup of tea, we had a discussion about the number of teaspoons I was putting in my teacup. And I told him my dad would have like 4 teaspoons, and he wasn't taking sugar himself. And we had that discussion. And he happened to ask me, how old is your dad? I told him 105. And he told me, no way. And we had a discussion and agreed that later he would pay him a visit, only that he had to call me on the 14th of September last month when I lost my dad. Not only to condole with me, but tell me I owe your family a visit because I am unwell, I'll not be able to visit, but I owe your family a visit. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, it was heavy on me yesterday. And it was a good thing, Honorable Speaker, that I was honored to represent this House and Parliament as an institution to go and repatriate his body from India. And the honor that the Indian government has given to our statesman is something that we thank the Indian government for, and the Kenyan government also for all the support that they have accorded to the family to give this great man a good send-off. Honorable Speaker, Raila Odinga, as I said, believed in dialogue and reconciliation. The best gift that we can give to this great man is to keep that reconciliation kicking, is to make sure that we continue to dialogue even when we have disagreements, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we owe it to him, just as I'm saying that the millions of Kenyans who are celebrating his life today, tomorrow, and up to Sunday, owe it to him that we do so peacefully. As I have seen them, they are very peaceful with their twigs, but also to be a bit more orderly so that we also allow the protocols and give the time to the family to mourn their father. And I say this, Honorable Speaker, from a very personal point, because I flew back with Winnie and our sister Ruth Odinga. And I've seen how devastated Mama Ida is. And up to this moment, that family has not been able to view the body of their father and the husband to Mama Ida. I plead with Kenyans, please, let us allow that family to send off their dad, our father, the Baba of our nation, with the dignity and honor that this great man, this great son of Africa, the great Pan-Africanist, the great reconciliator, and the great believer in dialogue deserves. He deserves nothing better than the outpouring of love that we have seen. But we must also do it in a dignified way, Honorable Speaker, and that's why I want to use the floor of this House to truly plead with Kenyans. Because I know and I can understand what Raila Jr., Rosemary, Winnie, Mama Ida are going through at this time, having gone through it just a few weeks ago. And it's only that plea that I can make on their behalf, that we allow them to mourn and give this man the great and dignified send-off that he deserves, Honorable Speaker. I mourn and I celebrate Baba. And Honorable Speaker, as you said yesterday, Raila Odinga has left us, but long live Baba. Your spirit, your legacy lives on in this country, and we will honor your legacy by staying true to the many ideals that you stood for, the ideals for dialogue, reconciliation.
Give him 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just to conclude that, Honorable Speaker, I was saying the ideals and belief in democracy and defense of our democracy, the belief in reconciliation and dialogue, and more importantly, Honorable Speaker, having a strong and united country, because Raila Odinga truly believed in a united, prosperous Kenya, where we all had a shared prosperity, Honorable Speaker. Raila Odinga loved this country. He truly loved Kenya. For Raila to step down from his high position at times, to be able to dialogue with those that he was competing with, for me, marked a great show of love for this country. And for that, I honor him, and we will live to remember this great man. Let us celebrate his life, even as we mourn his passing on. And may God, the Almighty, rest his soul in eternal peace and give comfort to Mama Ida, Rosemary, Winnie, and Junior, the family led by our Senator brother Oburu, Senator Oburu, Ruth Odinga, who is our colleague here, and the entire extended Odinga, Jaramogi Odinga family and their clan. And as we send him off, Honorable Speaker, may we pray that God will comfort them and give them the consolation that only the Almighty God can give them, because there is nothing that we could say here or will be said in the next few days that will make them feel any better. But God Almighty will give them that consolation and peace that transcends human understanding. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and may the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace.
Karoli Omondi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to mourn the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. I learned with great sadness and profound shock of the demise of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, a man I served over 30 years. I served for more than 30 years in various capacities, as his friend, sometimes as his youth winger, sometimes as his lawyer, sometimes as his political strategist, and ultimately as his chief of staff. No words can ease the pain of those dearest and closest to him. His wife, Nyargem, his daughter, Zakeo and Chogo, his son, Junior, and the grandchildren, and his brothers and sisters, and the wider Jaramogi and Odima families, and the support team around him, led by Opondo. To them I say, please accept my sincerest condolences and heartfelt sympathies. It has been my honor and privilege to work with Wood Nyalego and all of you. I will always cherish the wonderful memories that we built with him and uphold the lessons learned. In mourning this great man, I will borrow the words of two great poets, which words I believe encapsulates the life of Howard Gakinyi. That is Rudyard Kipling and Alfred Lord Tennyson. Nyakwarodima could keep his head when all about him were losing theirs and blaming it on him. Agwambo could wait and not be tired of waiting. Tinga could meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. Osiepokach Chuor Monbondo would walk with the crowds and not lose his common touch or his virtue, be with the kings and still be a man. I am part of all that I've met. Death closes all, but sometimes ere the end, some work of noble note be done. Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now, that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are. Equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. The goal remains within the compass of our attainment. The flames of freedom burn eternally. We will one day deliver the dream. Eternal rest grant him, O Lord, and let the perpetual light shine upon him. May he, through the mercy of God, rest in peace and rise in glory. I plead that this great loss should unite us as Kenyans and not divide us. I appeal that we accord Baba's family all the support, respect, and dignity that they need for comfort. Raila, the body will fade, but Raila, the spirit, will never die. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Karoli Omondi. Was that Rudyard Kipling or P.W. Yeats? There's another poem like that from P.W. Yeats.
This was Rudyard Kipling.
Yes. Yes, Musa Sirma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to pay tribute to my good friend, a man of his word, a man who stood very strongly for Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I wish to say or pass my condolences to the family, Ida, Rosemary, Junior, and Winnie, and also to the brothers and sisters of Raila. Raila has been a good friend. Raila has walked with me the journey of politics, has walked with me in all spheres in terms of the liberation of this country. Mr. Speaker, I would describe Raila as the father of all the reforms. He was the father of all those, and he suffered on behalf of all Kenyans to achieve what we have now, and especially on the two chapters of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights and Devolution. Mr. Speaker, these were in the heart of Raila, and he really believed in the Bill of Rights because he had gone through serious sufferings before. And I can tell you, Raila did not have any grudge with anybody. At the time when he ran for a presidential election in 1997, after that, they agreed with Moi. And Moi, you know, had taken him into detention. I asked him, aren't you wrong to be working with Moi now? He said that is history. That was the law at that time. That's the Constitution. We need to go into this government to be able to bring reforms inside. And he came until he became the Secretary General of KANU at that time. In the process, Mr. Speaker, there was changes and favorism in terms of selection of presidential flag bearer. And Raila bolted out and said, Kibaki tosha. In no time, we were in the opposition. And when we were in the opposition, we saw that life was unbearable. And the only way was to bring Raila into our team so that we fight together. And at that time, he was the Minister for Roads. Mr. Speaker, Raila sacrificed. We went into the 2005 constitutional amendment and the referendum. We defeated government. And all what happened is that he was removed out of his docket, but all the same, we decided to support Raila, and Raila became president of Kenya. Even if they didn't pronounce him president, but the thieves themselves know that he was the president of Kenya. They stole his win, and all the same, we soldiered on. Mr. Speaker, Raila was a person who does not keep grudges in his heart. He would forgive even those who torment him, but finally come up a successful person and shame even those who have tormented him. I want to say that as we were moving all along, Raila never forgot that there was somebody called Musa Sirma elsewhere. But every time he was in Nakuru, he would always take lunch in my house. We would enjoy the good relationship we had. And Mr. Speaker, we continuously did that. I remember even the great times when there was conflict in the 2007 general election. Before the handshake, Raila was in my house, and I took him to the airport, and he flew, and in 2 hours, the handshake was on. We were there because we wanted him not to be harmed by anybody. I was a great friend, and he trusted me. Mr. Speaker, I want to say those who have worked with Raila will come or believe what I'm saying. He is a person who is down to earth and loves everybody, no matter how bad you mistreat him. He was a great man. Never will Kenya have a great man like this, because he stood for justice, he stood for the welfare of Kenyans, and he suffered on behalf of Kenyans. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Zamzam Chimba.
Honorable Speaker, this is my tribute to the enigma, the son of the soil, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. He was a powerful man, and a powerful man has just rested. A lion has returned to the mountain. The storm has stilled, but the thunder of his footstep will echo for generations. The sun rose heavy with sorrow. The skies paused in reverence, and the lands weep. Not just Kenya, but Africa and the world at large. Because a man like Raila Amolo Odinga does not die. No, he transcends. He takes a break, a half-time, a warrior rest after decades on the front line of justice, democracy, and the dreams of a nation. Raila was never just a politician, Honorable Speaker. He was a movement, a rhythm in our national heartbeat, a voice that thundered in parliament, whispered in prison cells, and sang for the streets of Kibera to the hearts of millions of Kenyans. His was a life powered out, fully, completely, in service of a better Kenya. He was imprisoned, vilified, betrayed, but never broken, Honorable Speaker. He was never silent and never afraid. He stood tall not because he sought power, Honorable Speaker, but because he was power. The kind that flows from conviction, sacrifice, and unshakable belief that Kenya could be more. He bore the weight of history and still had room to carry the hopes of the youths, the forgotten, the voiceless. Honorable Speaker, and even in the harshest political storms, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga remained the eye, calm, focused, unyielding. To say he's gone feels dishonest. Honorable Speaker, because a man like Raila cannot be erased by time or death. His fingerprints are on our constitution. His footsteps are in our polling stations. His fire lives on every Kenyan who dares to speak truth to power. Honorable Speaker, Raila Amolo Odinga is the whisper in the wind that says, freedom is near, keep walking. Honorable Speaker, yes, Raila Odinga has just taken a half-time break. And when the history books are written with honesty, his name will not just appear in the margins, Honorable Speaker, but it will command the headlines. Fare thee well, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, as you always sing, down the way when the lights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top. I took a trim on a sailing ship, but when I reached the mic, I made a stop. But I am sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is spin around. I had to leave a little Gandhi, the kingdom town. Go well, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. And to those who wished Baba Raila Amolo Odinga death, Baba is gone. Wamaua, Wamnyoro. We will ever think about that. Baba, rest well. Baba, rest well. I am crying because he's my father. He has raised me politically. He held my hand.
Order, Honorable Zamzam Chimba. First, I didn't know you spoke such good English because you always speak in Swahili. On that note, well done, but you've ended badly. I had advised the House that I will not allow anybody, regardless, to deviate into parochial politics. Order Zamzam. Order Mama Zamzam. You are normally a very decent lady and I want you to maintain it that way. Don't be tempted to slip into what you are not. Cherorot.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to condole with the family of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Honorable Speaker, the greatest glory in living, Mr. Speaker, lies not in never falling, but rising every time we fall. Right Honorable Amolo Odinga, I want to say that he's a man of his own type. In our country, we are going to miss him, especially in the political arena. He's a type of a person, and he's been a type of a person whom we've actually admired his type of living and also the way he does his politics. At times you could feel or you could see that he's down politically, but that is the time that he is strong. He has worked with several governments, starting from the time of Moi, the time of Kibaki, and also during Uhuru's time. And latest, he came in and joined Broad-Based. And I want to say, initially we heard him talking about Canaan. And when he was campaigning, he was telling Kenyans, I'm taking you to Canaan. And I want to say that during his merger with the Kenya Kwanza and also the Broad-Based, I will say that this was Canaan. We've lost a hero, we've lost a leader. His family, I want to say that we condole with you and we are praying with you. Mr. Speaker, I came to know about Raila during the period of the late Moses Kibrono, who was the national speaker here. And we talked, and he explained to me and talked to me about how he went to Germany to study with Moses Kibrono. On their way, they were using a ship. And he stated to me that it was not easy because it was hard life in the sea. But I want to say that this is a man that even though he was the son of the first vice president, he lived his own life, he did his own politics, and he made his own name. I want to say, condole with the family of ODM because he himself, he has made a lot of leaders. I want to say that the true leadership is not having so many followers, but creating more leaders. And I want to say that that is what Raila has done in this country. He was a storyteller, and in most cases, he could even use football to explain about politics. I want to say one time, I'm also an Arsenal supporter. I was watching Arsenal team in Serena, and I was seated having my crown nuts. All of a sudden, someone came and joined me to my left side that started eating also my crown nuts, and that was a man, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And like what we said in the morning, he concentrated until the ball was, when it ended, 90 minutes, that is when he greeted me. I want to say we have lost a hero.
I believe Arsenal won.
Yes?
Did Arsenal win?
The Arsenal win. And I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, Arsenal won. And I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, because you are also a supporter of Arsenal, but of late I think we have to do something about it. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that...
When you are not a true supporter, we are on top of the league.
I want to say, Mr. Speaker, Raila Amolo Odinga was very, very intelligent man. During the time of Kibaki, the leadership of PNU, he came out with a story of Adur, Margarian, and Sagishan. And this one, he was a whistleblower also. I want to say we'll miss him. Fare thee well, Honorable retired Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you.
Thank you, Cherorot. Paul Mwirigi.
Asante sana Bwana Spika. Kwa niaba yangu na ya familia yangu na ya wananchi wangu wa Igembe Kusini, najiunga pamoja na wananchi wa taifa hili kutoa sala zangu za rambirambi kwa familia ya mzee ya marehemu Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga. Bwana Spika, itakumbukwa ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Raila aliweza kupigania pakubwa kupatikana kwa katiba mpya, ile ambayo leo hii inanufaisha Wakenya wote. Moyoni mwake, Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Raila alikuwa anapenda Wakenya wote waweze kuhudumiwa, waweze kupata maendeleo. Hakutaka kujihusisha na mambo ya kikabila, ila hali yeye mwenyewe aliwapenda wananchi wote na ndiposa akajitolea. Kwa maisha yake, Bwana Spika, tuliona aliweza kufungwa kifungo kirefu, na sio kwa sababu yake, bali ni ili wananchi wa taifa hili waweze kupata ama waweze kuwa huru, na pia waweze kuwa na kuweza kupata demokrasia. Bwana Spika, leo hii wananchi wa taifa hili wako huru kuongea jambo lolote lile ambalo linawafinya. Bwana Spika, na haya yaliweza kupatikana wakati ambapo Mheshimiwa Raila aliweza kusimama kindete na kusema ya kwamba lazima wananchi wa taifa hili waweze kusikizwa na waweze Bwana Spika, kuwa na huru. Bwana Spika, pia itakumbukwa ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga hakuwa mtu wa kuweka ama hakuwa mtu wa chuki. Wakati wowote ule angetendewa jambo baya, alikuwa anasamea. Na sisi kama viongozi, ningeomba sana tuweze kuiga mfano wa Mheshimiwa Raila, sababu ukweli ameweza kuwa mfano katika taifa hili, na ameweza kuonyesha ya kwamba Wakenya wanaweza kuishi kwa amani na pia kwa kupenda kila mmoja katika taifa hili. Bwana Spika, Mheshimiwa Raila alikuwa mtetezi ambaye alitaka kuona Wakenya wote wakiwa wametosheleshwa, mahali ambapo hakuna mtu ama hakuna wakati wa maendeleo. Pande zote katika taifa hili zinaangaliwa na pia kazi inafanyika pale. Pia Bwana Spika, huyu Mheshimiwa Raila ameweza kukuza viongozi wengi, ameweza kuwalea na pia kuwafanya wakabobea katika hii sekta ya uongozi. Na leo hii Bwana Spika, tumeweza kuona yale ambayo yameweza kufanyika kutoka asubuhi, wakati ambapo mwili wake uliweza kufika katika taifa hili. Tumeweza kuona pembe zote za nchi hii, Bwana Spika, wananchi wote wakiomboleza kuachwa na Mheshimiwa Raila. Langu kwa leo ni kuombea roho ya mwenda zake Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga. Mungu aiweke mahali pema anapoweka watakatifu wake. Asante sana Bwana Spika.
Yes, Chonga.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I just need some clarification as to whether we are going to have a specific dress code tomorrow, because I know we're not in chamber, or it is free.
Honorable Chonga, if today we are wearing black to honor Baba, tomorrow is even a more important day. And it's in our traditions, more requirement for black tomorrow. So wear black. I will wear black. Not for 7 days, but tomorrow is the national day for mourning. It's the state funeral will be conducted tomorrow. So try your best. It will be good if we all wear black with ribbons as a house. Remember, you are truly here and the Honorable Prime Minister. stepped in this house on the same day in 1992. And we must honor him as our hero. Even Omar Mwinyi tomorrow wear black. Richard Yegon. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, personally also I would like to convey my condolences to the family of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. And I'm taking this on behalf of my family, that of myself, and the one for my great people of Bomet East. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to say we have lost a very democratic hero in our country. And we remember him for being a serious statesman, which he has shown this country and the world at large. Mr. Speaker, I would like to urge all, including the young generation, to emulate the leadership of the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga. I'm saying so because in the history of this country, Right Honorable Raila Odinga has demonstrated that the country is more important than any individual. I'm saying so, Mr. Speaker, because in all the leadership which have come when Raila Odinga was in politics, he have collaborated with us governments, including the current government which we are in now. He has been a collaborator to date until his demise. And we would like to say we need more people, even including us, that we need to emulate him to make sure that at least the country is at peace when we are in problems like what we have been facing, even recently. If it was not because of him, I think the country could not be in safe hands now. And we want to say thank you for his leadership. He has shown also a lot of resilience when it comes to leadership, of which some of us, we have also tried to emulate him for the better country. He will remain in the history of this country, even in Africa at large. And I would like to say, Mr. Speaker, I want to wish the family of Raila Odinga all the best. May the grace of our Lord give them strength, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Roy Daubo. Give Obo. There you are.
Asante Bwana Spika. Sisi Waislamu tunasema kila nafsi lazima ionje mauti. Na kwetu Kibajuni tunasema ya Mungu hayana uchungu. Bwana Spika, nashukuru kunipatia nami nafasi hii kwa niaba yangu, familia yangu na watu wangu wa Mashariki ninaowakilisha kutoa rambirambi zetu kwa familia ya baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Tunampatia pole zetu sana mama Aida, watoto wake na ndugu zake na undugu wa ODM kwa jumla na wa Broadbase. Kwa hakika baba alikuwa baba wa watu wote. Hakutuacha wale jamii zilizotengwa. Mimi alinishangaza sana baba. Wakati nilipokuwa simuungi mkono niko kwa Jubilee, ilivyokuwa bado hawajapeana mkono, nilishangaa, nilienda kwa mkutano, akawa anajua kwa nini simuungi. Pale nikumwamkua akaambia watu wengine, huyu haniungi kwa sababu lazima kuwe kwa serikali. So nikashangaa, mimi simuungi mkono lakini bado ananijua hata mimi sijajieleza. Na akanishangaza tena mara nyingine wakati walipoungana, tulipokuwa Azimio. Wakati wa kutafuta kura ilikuwa anafaa kwenda sehemu zile ambazo kuna watu wengi. Lakini alinishangaza, nikapigiwa simu nikaambiwa baba leo anakuja la Mashariki. Na ilikuwa nafikiri kama mkutano mmoja kisha ndio tumalize kampeni, na akaja kwangu la Mashariki kwenye watu kidogo. Nilishangaa sana mpaka nauliza baba kule anakuja huku, na akaja akatufanyia siasa. Alitushangaza sana, ni mtu wa maajabu. Hatutamsahau kwa mema mengi ambayo ameyafanya na mazuri ambayo ameyafanya kushikanisha nchi yetu. Hatutasahau mazuri yake. Pia nataka niseme hivi, ni pia tumpe pole rais wetu mpendwa, Rais William Samoei Ruto, na pia tumshukuru kwa kutupatia nafasi ya kumzika baba yetu kwa njia ya heshima kubwa, kwa mazishi ya kitaifa. Tunamshukuru sana. Na Bwana Spika, na mimi nimeshangazwa na sisi wanasiasa. Kumbe sisi wanasiasa ni watu wamoja na tunashikana, ni sarakasi tu huwa tunafanya. Saa hii utaona watu wote, wanasiasa wote wameshikana, wako pamoja. Lakini wakati huo ukiona nje utaona kama sisi ni maadui labda, au ni wengine. Ni sarakasi tunafanyia tu wananchi. Lakini huu umoja wataka uende hivyo hivyo, na tusiwe tukitetesha au tukifanya watu wapigane kwa sababu yetu. Tuchukue mafunzo ya baba aliyotupatia, inshallah tuendelee nayo. Yeye time yote ilikuwa kwake umoja na amani ni bora kwake. Bwana Spika, mimi kwa hakika ilikuwa sijui kama nampenda baba hivi. Mimi sikuwa karibu na baba sana, lakini nasikia uzito kwenye moyo wangu na nimesikitika sana. Na wahurumia mpaka wale wenzangu ambao walikuwa karibu na yeye wakipigana simu na wako karibu kina Mheshimiwa Mishimboko. Na wahurumia, ikiwa mimi nasikia uzito hivyo, nyinyi mwasikia vipi? Na waombea Mungu na tuombe Mwenyezi Mungu pale pengo iko baba ameweka, inshallah hiyo pengo ipate, Mwenyezi Mungu ajalie ipate kuzibika inshallah. So sisi watu wa jamii tuliotengwa, twaomba serikali, mtetezi wetu ameondoka, lakini najua Rais William Samoei Ruto atatushikilia inshallah, na ameendelea kutushikilia. Nasema pole sana kwa familia na Mungu ailaze pema roho yake. Asante.
Mishimboko.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nina majonzi na nimetamoutishwa sana na msiba mkubwa ambao umetukumba katika taifa letu la Kenya. Msiba ambao umetuchukulia kiongozi shujaa, kiongozi ambaye ni wa kuleta amani katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kiongozi ambaye aliangalia Kenya na akaeka Kenya mstari wa mbele kuliko nafsi yake. Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nafikiri mimi na wewe, lakini wewe mwenzangu utakuwa ulimjua zaidi, lakini tumekuwa katika matukio ya mapambano ya kupigania haki za kimsingi za taifa letu la Kenya, haki za binadamu, wewe ukiwemo na mimi nikiwa katika mapambano kama yale. Nilimjua Mheshimiwa Raila nikiwa msichana na mpaka sasa nimekuwa shosho, lakini bado namtambua sana Mheshimiwa Raila. Mheshimiwa Raila katika maisha yake mengi ameyatumikia katika kuleta mageuzi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Najua Kenya hii tulikuwa na chama kimoja, lakini yeye pamoja na viongozi wengine walipambana kwa dhati sana mpaka tukaeka vyama vingi. Ndiposa leo tunaona kuna ODM, kuna Ford Kenya, kuna UDA na vyama vingine. Na pia utetezi wa demokrasia, Mheshimiwa Raila alikuwa mstari wa mbele. Pasi na kwamba aliweza kuteswa, kuwekwa korokoroni na kuweza kupewa kifungo cha miaka mingi sana. Hata mkewe Mama Ida ambaye namwambia pole sana pamoja na familia yake, ikafika nyakati akaweza kufutwa kazi mahali alipokuwa anafanya kwa sababu tu mumewe alikuwa katika upande ambao unapinga mambo mabaya yaliyokuwa yanatendwa na utawala uliokuwa wakati huo utawala wa kiimla. Mheshimiwa Spika, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga pia tumemwona ya kwamba akipigania katiba mpya. Kenya tulikuwa na katiba ambayo ilikuwa ni ya kiimla, katiba ambayo haikuwa ni sauti ya Mkenya. Ndiposa wakaanzisha vuguvugu la kuleta katiba mpya, katiba ambayo Wanjiku aliongea, Adhiambo aliongea, Nekesa aliongea na Kadzo pia aliongea. Katiba hii iliweza kutuwezesha sisi kina mama kuweza kupata nafasi zile 47 ambazo kina mama wanapigania na anaweza kuwakilisha hapa katika bunge la kitaifa. Niseme baba alikuwa kipenzi wa makundi yale yaliyotengwa, wakiwemo kina mama, wakiwemo walemavu na pia wale watu wazima. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, baba hakuwa mkabila, na wewe Mheshimiwa Spika unamtambua zaidi kwa sababu alikuwa kiongozi wako na mlikuwa pamoja wakati mmoja, nyote mkiwa vinara katika vyama vyenu na tukiwa katika mwongozo ule wa NASA. Mheshimiwa Spika, tukiangalia hapa bungeni tunamuona dada yetu Mheshimiwa Irene Mayaka ambaye aliweza kuteuliwa na chama cha ODM cha chungwa, chama cha baba. Hata dadangu Mukheri ambaye anatoka upande ule wa kule kwa wale wafugaji, yeye pia aliweza kuteuliwa na chama cha chungwa, chama cha baba. Ndugu yangu Kipchumba ambaye yeye ni mlemavu pia aliweza kuteuliwa na baba. Baba alikuwa si mkabila na alipigania sana kuondoa ukabila. Ndiposa unaona wakati mmoja kinara naibu wake alikuwa Mheshimiwa Ali Hassan Joho kutoka kule Pwani. Na sasa hivi pia wale vinara wa chama cha chungwa wadogo wake tunaona, tuna Mheshimiwa Simba Arati, tuna Mheshimiwa Ososi, tuna Mheshimiwa Abdulswamad Sharif Nassir. Ni kiongozi ambaye alionyesha ya kwamba hakutaka ukabila, na kiongozi huyu pia alikuwa na imani, na imani yake niliona wakati tulipokuwa katika mambo ya Pentagon katika chama cha chungwa, wakati wa uchaguzi wa mwaka 2007 2008, wakati fujo na ghasia zilipozuka, watu wakawa wanapigana, damu za Wakenya zinamwaika. Nilikuwa katika baraza kuu la chama cha chungwa, tukaitwa mkutano. Nakumbuka baba akitoa machozi akisema, hapana, siwezi kuona kina mama wanakatokata, watoto wanauawa kama ile ya Kiambaa. Hapana, lazima tumalize maneno, lazima tulete imani katika taifa la Kenya. Wakati huo kuna wengine ambao walikuwa na roho ngumu ya kusema kwamba hatuwezi kuachilia, lazima tupate utawala wa taifa la Kenya. Lakini baba alisema tuangalie Kenya, tuangalie kina mama, tuangalie watoto na tuangalie kizazi kijacho. Basi wakaweza kuingia katika mkataba wakati Mheshimiwa Kofi Annan alipofika katika taifa la Kenya.
Mupe nusu dakika.
Nataka niseme pia baba ni baba wa ugatuzi. Sasa hivi tunaona maendeleo kochokocho katika mashinani mwetu, katika majimbo yetu, ni kwa sababu ya kuleta ugatuzi, na ugatuzi umetusaidia sana. Baba pia aliweza kushikana na Mheshimiwa Daktari William Samoei Ruto kuleta amani katika taifa la Kenya. Na mimi niseme muungano huu wa vigogo hivi wawili umeleta amani katika taifa la Kenya. Mwenda zake amekwenda, lakini Mheshimiwa Ruto yuko. Tushikilie vile vile, na viongozi wengine tushikane, ili taifa letu lisonge mbele na tuwe na amani na tuwe na maendeleo, na vizazi vyetu viweze kukua. Kenya tuiboreshe iwe katika anga zile ambazo tunasema ni nchi ambayo imestawi, isiwe ni nchi ambayo bado iko chini katika nyanja za uongozi. Nasema umoja wetu kama taifa uwe ni nguzo yetu, na kifo cha baba kiwe ni funzo ya kwamba umoja wetu ni muhimu. Watu walisema kwa nini baba amekwenda, kwa nini baba amekubaliana, lakini baba aliona mbele, alijua mimi wakati wangu pengine hauko mbali, lazima watu wangu na Wakenya tuwaeke pamoja. Na hiyo ndio tunaita uongozi, watu kukaa pamoja, si kutugawanya kwa njia ya ukabila, ama kutugawanya kwa njia nyingine, ama kutugawanya kwa njia za kutupiganisha kama taifa la Kenya. Kifo hichi kiweze kutupatia funzo sisi kama Wakenya, tuweze kudumisha amani, tuweze kudumisha Ukenya, na tuweze kudumisha Uafrika katika bara letu la Afrika. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na wewe pia pole sana, kwa sababu alikuwa rafiki yako wa karibu sana katika mapambano ya kuleta mageuzi katika taifa la Kenya. Asante sana.
Asante sana Mishi Meli. Thank you Mishi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Tindred to convey my condolences to the family of Raila Amolo Odinga, the larger Odinga family, the people of Kenya, ODM, and the leadership of this country for the laws of our great patriot. Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is a giant, a colossus to this nation. He has touched the lives of almost every Kenyan in one way or another. Honorable Speaker, when I came to this house in 2013, I had the opportunity given by your office of the Office of the Speaker to travel with him to London, where we were launching a book just for today, a biography for Jean-Marie Seroney. When we were in London, I got an opportunity to stay with him in the same hotel. And Honorable Speaker, I came to learn that Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga had a lot of passion for nationalism, for good leadership, for governance, for transparency and accountability. We launched the book written by one Geoffrey Sang, and I sat, and with a lot of keenness, I was able to learn a lot from this great fallen hero of Kenya. Raila Amolo Odinga, for many Kenyans, could say he was a president who never was. He was a leader behind the leadership of this country. From the days of President Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and now Ruto, you've seen his trace in every leadership that has ran through his time for almost 40 years. I want to thank you, Honorable Speaker, because you are very close to him. And the kind of wisdom that you also give this House, and the kind of wisdom Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was able to give, mentor and nurture a number of politicians, hundreds of politicians in this country, owe their political life almost directly to Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in terms of teachings, in terms of political tutelage, and more importantly, in terms of taking them in a particular direction. Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is the father of our constitution today. You yourself, Odinga, Kibaki, Ruto, and many others sat down to bring the 2010 constitution. He traversed this country without tiring. He was able to convince Kenyans. He was able to bring individual difference almost to one table and have the constitution we have today. We have lost a great leader. To him, we owe the devolution government, where the government resources have reached almost every location, every village in this country. Raila Amolo Odinga is one person whom we shall miss. He is at the level of other African Pan-Africanists. The other day when he loses elections, and he was a very persistent man, and he would not lose hope. Every time he lost elections, he knew Kenya is bigger than him. And he could sit and agree with the winners and be able to say, let this go and let's have Kenya. I think as a leadership, we need to learn from him. From our local level to the county level and even to the national level, that Kenya is bigger than all of us. That we need to listen to one another. That political differences does not allow us to tear a nation. When we saw in 2008, when things were very difficult, he was able to come and form a government with President Kibaki. He came in 2013, 2018, and more recently, he was able to sit down under a lot of difficulty with President Ruto. I want to urge this nation and the leadership of this House, and even us as leaders, that we need to show and learn from this great man. Honorable Speaker, when you look at the kind of political parties and the philosophy of political parties that we have in this country, ODM has managed to really withstand a lot of challenges. It is because of the philosophy, the leadership, and the grassroots mobilization that this man was able to have for all of us. And I want to say, on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Tinded and Nandi County at large, we mourn a great person. And I want the only thing that we will give this country and give as a message for the whole nation is to stay united and move forward as one nation under the broad-based government. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Andrew Okwome. Gideon Ochanda. Why is he still on the screen? Njoki Mrembo. You said I follow the screen.
Thank you, Honorable
I'm
Speaker.
following the screen.
On my own behalf, my family,
So clerk,
and
those
Bahati
I've
people,
called like Ochanda, pump them off the screen. Okwome, pump him off the screen so that we give room to others to appear. Go on.
and Bahati people, I would like to convey my heartfelt condolences to Mama Aida Odinga, Rosemary Odinga, Raila Jr., Winnie Odinga, my colleagues, Honorable Ruth Odinga and Honorable Oburu Odinga, and the larger family of the Odingas and ODM fraternity at large. Honorable Speaker, I am honored to tell you that in 2022, we collaborated with Honorable Raila Odinga when I was vying in Jubilee in Nakuru as the MP Bahati. Honorable Odinga took me by hand and he gave me his support. I remember his courage and conviction qualities that helped shape the cornerstone of our democracy. Honorable Speaker, I remember when we used to finish campaigns in Nakuru, he used to tell his bodyguard, make sure you take care of Mrembo, because I was the only woman around Nakuru. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Raila Odinga devoted his life to the pursuit of freedom, justice, and equality, holding on to his principles even in the face of adversity and solitude. His remarkable journey remains an enduring testament that genuine leadership is defined not by authority, but by sacrifice and vision. And I remember when we were waiting at KICC as a Azimio coalition, when we realized that he had not won, he actually told us, we have not finished the race. There is always a next time. Honorable Speaker, Raila advocacy for equitable resources distribution, empowerment of marginalized communities, and unity across ethnic lines cemented his status as a statesman beyond politics. Despite never holding the presidency, he influenced every administration through his vision of fair, democratic, and inclusive Kenya. Honorable Speaker, many a times is when we shared a meal at the Legend Hotel and most of the time at Joho's home. I will forever remember that sometimes when we could not get committee allocations as Jubilee, I always used to run to Baba. And Baba used to give instructions that Mrembo needs to be taken care of. And that is how I got to housing, and that is how I got the slot of Vice Chair Public Debt. I will forever remember Baba. I will miss Baba, and may Baba's soul rest in peace. Asante.
Martin Owino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is indeed a sad moment for us who got in politics because of admiration of character and charisma of Jacom. My first contact was my father, Owino Chief, was a good friend of Jaramogi, and we used to relate. And later on, we became very cozy, very warm relationship with Jacom. He used to call me Wood Chief, and I used to call him Jacom. So when he visited me in Boston, he said something very interesting, because I used to host him there to talk to Kenyans. He said, if you cannot do what brought you to do here in 10 years, come back home. And indeed, after some time, I came to vie. Now, Speaker, there's a phrase in the Bible when Moses died. He charged Joshua, be strong and of good courage to finish the work. That charge also is on all of us as members of parliament. That Raila stood for serious virtues of life, as well as ideals and principles. In fact, he had to spine up in many ways to get through what he wanted to go through. We are charged to do the same. Number one, to love our country. Raila loved Kenya and could do anything to make Kenya go ahead. Mr. Speaker, even at death, he willed that his funeral be as short as possible to let Kenyans go ahead with their lives. Jacom had a forgiving spirit. He used to tell us, politics, you don't need to put in the system. Just breathe it in and out. And that's why he had no enemies. And he did not consider opponents as enemies to be maimed or killed. And out of that, we have had many reconciliations in this country, which we should admire. Patriotism could be written in so many books out of Raila. But Mr. Speaker, allow me to quote C. Maxwell, which said that a leader, true leader, knows the way. He goes the way and shows the way. On behalf of myself, my family, and the great people of Ndewa, we will miss Jacom a lot because he used to pay us a visit and just talk. One thing we'll miss is history and stories. At a sitting level, you will feel very warm and comfortable when you are talking with Jacom. To Mama Ida, I would just ask that you open your heart to Revelation 21:4, which says, only God will wipe all our tears when the time comes. And I want to wish the same to Winnie, wish the same to Rosemary, and Adhiambo Odinga, Senator Odinga, and the entire family. You have lost an umbrella that no one can replace, but only God. So to this end, I say, fare thee well, Jacom. The body will be interred, but the spirit remains, and the principles that you stood for, we will practice in Jesus' name.
Japhet Nyakundi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to convey my sincere and heartfelt condolences to the family of Honorable Odinga, Mama Ida, Rosemary, Winnie, Raila Jr., my colleagues, Ruth Odinga and Oburu Odinga. Today, as we mourn and condole with the family, we also celebrate the life of a man well lived, a man who fought for multi-party democracy, a man who fought for social justice in this country, and a man who fought for good governance in this country. As a country, we celebrate him because if it were not for him, he has nurtured so many young people and so many people in this country. I was not very lucky to be nurtured by him directly, but I was lucky to be nurtured by him indirectly because he nurtured President William Ruto, who has also nurtured me. So I can clearly say I have been nurtured by him indirectly. I remember the other day when he was running to be the AU chair, I managed to have a good conversation with him together with her sister Ruth Odinga and President William Ruto for about 4 hours. And for sure, Raila Odinga was one man who was very intelligent,
with very good stories, and he was one person who was very patriotic and one person who loved this country with a lot of passion. That time he told me the issues to do with Gen Zs. He had an opportunity to take advantage of the issues to do with Gen Zs, but he said, this country is bigger than all of us. And that is why I decided to step in and work with my brother, William Samoei Ruto, to save this country. He said, if this country goes down, we don't have any other country. This is the only country that we have, and we have to safeguard this country. And this is seen all the time he has lost elections. From 2007 to 2013 to 2017 and to 2022, he has always extended a hand to Kenyans when we need him. He has always been patriotic to this country. We have a lot as leaders of this country to learn from him, that we need to be united. We need always to come together as a country. We need always to work together as a country. We need to always work together as a people so that we can be able to move forward together. We will remember Raila Amolo Odinga for fighting for devolution in this country. If it were not for him today, we could not be having governors and senators and the women reps that we have today. He has fought for devolution to the last minute. He has made sure that devolution works. He has made sure that resources follow functions, and he has made sure that these county governments, that once upon a time we did not know that we are going to have governors, county governments, and we appreciate, and he'll be remembered forever for the work that he has done for the people of this country. So we want to say Pole on my own behalf, on behalf of the people of Kitutu Chache North, on behalf of the entire UDA fraternity. We want to tell the Odinga family Pole, the ODM family Pole, and the whole country Pole Sana. We will live to remember the king. We will live to remember Raila Amolo Odinga. God bless you.
Stephen Mule. Stephen Mule.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of myself, my family, the people of Matungulu constituency, and the entire Kamba nation, I want to bring my condolences to the family of one Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Mr. Speaker, some of us who have been with Raila since we joined this parliament, plus yourself, we have a lot to say. And as the morning, Honorable Bukose talked about a trip we did in 2014 to Dakar in Morocco with Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is the time I realized what kind of a person Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga was. When we were at Dakar, Mr. Speaker, there was no hotel. We were all of us staying in a tent inside Atlantic Ocean. And Raila and Honorable Chris Kirubi the late came in the afternoon, and they decided to stay with us in the tent. It was such a touching moment for us. We couldn't believe that a person of his stature will stay with us in the tent for 2 good days. And he took care of us. He was booked in business first class. When we were flying back to the country through Dubai, he left the seat at first class and came to stay with us at business class.
And that is the kind of a person who shows that he could fit in any situation, any calamity, any times for him. So, Mr. Speaker, with very heavy hearts, we want to say pole to the family, Mama Aida, Winnie, Junior, and the entire Raila family, and say pole sana, mzee, lala salama, tutaonana panapo majaliwa ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Member of Parliament for Migori County, the Honorable Fatuma Mohamed.
But she came earlier.
Agonda pinya gonda yawa kiyudo karga gone ni gwelo jowa duno merikia kartoni. Give me the mic, please. I've been seated here all along. Give me the mic.
Yes.
Honorable members, we will go by the list in terms of the order of request.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have two. Which one is what?
I'll go. I've given Honorable Fatuma full network the recognition she needs. Let us allow
Thank you,
her
Honorable Speaker.
to proceed.
Agonda pinya gonda yawa kiyudo karga gone ni gwelo jowa duno merikia kartoni. Kiyudo karga gone ni gwelo jowa duno merikia kartoni. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to mourn in my vernacular. And if you want to be translated to, I am only saying that the world is zigzag. And if you find an opportunity to feed, please call your brothers and sisters to feed with you because you don't know when you will die. And that is how we mourn in Luo. Honorable Speaker, maybe my colleagues might not know, but I came into this position as an independent member of parliament. But deep down my heart, I was wholly ODM. I give all the honor to Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Because when I questioned Baba, that Baba, why did you not give me the ticket? Baba told me, I wanted you to fight. I have seen you are a fighter. Now I know you deserve more. Unfortunately, I have not fought enough for him to recognize. But I know deep down my heart that Baba fought more for this country. Many are questioning what might have happened. But I know that many also do know that while Baba was in detention, he suffered a brutal attack on the back of his head. And this led into so many conditions that he lived with. And unfortunately, as Allah had planned for him, it happened to be the cause of Baba's death, amongst other issues. We loved Baba so much, we know he loved this country. 2 weeks ago, before his death, I was with Baba in his house. And he was eating groundnuts. And he kept on picking one by one. And I asked him, Baba, why are you picking one at a time? And he told me, he used to call us girl child. He never
Honorable
called any
members,
woman by name.
This is a very solemn occasion for us. Why don't we give each of us the honor to have their say, to eulogize Baba, and then we also save on time so that we speak as fast as possible.
Baba referred to all female politicians as girl child, regardless of your age. And when I questioned him why he was picking groundnuts one at a time, he told me, this is how you need to choose your choices and friends. Do not pick them randomly, pick one at a time. And when he finished eating, he left a few pieces of groundnuts, and he told me, look, girl child, these are the ones I didn't need. The ones that I needed, I took them. I spoke to him 3 days before his death through Mama Aida's phone. And Mama Aida called me and said, Baba is asking for you, come here and talk to him. and he told me, laughing, that Fatuma actually didn't call me by name. He said, girl child, Nyathima Nyako, tell the country that I am safe. And I said, Baba, are you honest? And he said, you can hear from my voice, I am very fine. And tell Migori people, I love them. Tell Kenyans, I love them. And he told me, ignore the rumors. And remember, I was picking groundnuts. Pick what you want to hear. Don't hear everything. Baba was a courageous man. Baba loved lifting others. I don't know any other politician who will ever hold women's hand as Baba did. Honorable Speaker, it's only ODM party through Baba that women who are in power today through ODM ticket were given direct nomination. No other party would have done that, but Baba believed in women. Baba believed in us. Oh Allah, you have done what you felt was best, but you know what we are going through. If in our mourning, oh Allah, we have offended you in any way, please forgive us. But we are dearly requesting you. Baba never had peace in this world, fighting for Kenyans, fighting for Africa. Please, Allah, today give Baba peace. Please put him in the right place that he deserves to be. Please give him all the best you can, Allah. Give him all your best malaikas to take care of him, for he was a good man. We testify down here that we loved him. He was a good man. To the family of Raila Odinga's family, we are a large family, not by blood only, but by
Give Honorable Fatuma 1 minute for the interruption.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Allah, I'm still with you, Allah, requesting for peace for Baba. To my fellow Kenyans, there's no any other man who would sacrifice for his family, for his country as Baba. And to us politicians who are left down here, I know no one can fit into Baba's shoes, but by any means possible, please just try and do best what Baba taught us. Baba left us in peace. Baba left us in peace. Baba never left us in pieces. And as we are looking forward to 2027, if you truly loved Baba, if you truly honored Baba, please maintain the peace that Baba has left behind. That is the only riches that he has carried to heaven. For all your wealth you live down, but peace that you have granted the creatures of Allah, you carry with you. For that peace will give him peace in heaven. We love you so much, Baba. We love you, but you lied. You said you are coming back. You lied. You told me you are coming back by Friday. You never lied, but this one you lied. I love you, Baba.
Yeah, Honorable Phyllis Bato. Sorry, we share in your pain, Honorable Fatuma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me also the opportunity to eulogize Raila Amolo Odinga. And on my behalf and my family and the people of Moiben constituency, I say pole to the family of Raila, Mama Aida, Winnie, Rose, and Junior. Mr. Speaker, Raila was a man of many titles. He was a trailblazer, a peacemaker, everything. He was like a book. And in that book, he has gone. It will remain in our libraries. It will remain in our arts. And we will learn through generations. His legacy lives on. Mr. Speaker, allow me to just voice my eulogy through one poem by a late Kenyan named Jonathan Kariara, the first stanza, which says, if you should take my child, Lord, give my aunt strength to dig his grave, cover him with the hearth, Lord, send a little rain, for grass will grow. I know it is a very difficult time in Kenya, and specifically to the family of Honorable Raila and to the family of ODM and Kenya and Africa in general. Raila was the creme de la creme in our society. He was the best. There is no other like him. Rest in peace, dance with the angels. Amen.
The Honorable Mwinyi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to give my condolences for our fallen hero, Raila Amolo Odinga. Madam Speaker, I met Raila in early 1990s during the advent of multi-party politics. I also worked with his father, the late doyen of opposition politics, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. If you compare the two, Madam Speaker, they have something in common: bravery and courage. Jaramogi Odinga, with his old age, was a very courageous old man and very brave. And so is Raila. We worked with him in the early 1990s when multi-party politics was being introduced in the country. He instilled courage in us and made us heroes out of ordinary people, Madam Speaker. The character of our fallen hero: he was a simple man, very courageous, inspirational, fierce, outgoing. He was knowledgeable, he was friendly and jovial, he was well-read, and he loved free expression. One thing about him, Madam Speaker, that we also need to copy is his ability to exercise every day. That kept him fit. And he knew how to dress, Madam Speaker, according to the occasion. He was a man who never read any written speech, save for official functions. Otherwise, his other ordinary gatherings, he never had any written speech. And he could leave people happy and satisfied. He lived in the hearts of people. And the women would tell him, "Tunakupenda bure, we love you for free." And that one can be displayed or can be seen in what is happening today. The late Wamala Kijana once described Raila as a man who was loved and hated in equal measures. Madam Speaker, wherever he went, even during his free time, and met a crowd, the crowd would demand that he address them. And this happened even from those people who were opposed to his politics. They wanted him to address them. So he was a man who was loved, although he was never voted for in some areas. But one good thing, Madam Speaker, about this Raila we're talking about is that he never hated anybody. He would attend weddings, he would attend burials in the Mount Kenya area where he never got any votes. So he was somebody who was very friendly. He had a lawyer by the name Paul Mwangi. Those of us who didn't understand him, we would always ask him, "Why do you keep a lawyer whose tribe does not vote for us?" But he would never give us any answer to that. But he maintained his friends. Madam Speaker, if we go talking about the current Kenyan politics, he is a simple politician, but a complicated one as well. Madam Speaker, for most of us as politicians, we would be very much worried about what we say, not to lose votes. But Madam Speaker, Honorable Raila was a man who could speak his mind irrespective of whatever will happen. A case in point is the CDF when we were meeting him. Madam Speaker, I want to say we have a few lessons to learn from him, and I want you to
Well, I fully understand that your relationship with the former Prime Minister was very special. 1 minute I give you. Please give the mic to the Honorable Mwinyi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Now, Madam Speaker...
You have 30 seconds to finish. 30 seconds.
Okay, I want to say this. From what we are seeing, Madam Speaker, I would urge President Ruto to make everybody in this country feel that Baba has actually led us to Canaan. We are in this government, let us feel that we are now in Canaan as Baba has taken us. And in ODM party, I'm urging our ODM members not to be loose cannons. Otherwise, any utterances that, of course, can make our membership to lose focus will be detrimental to the party. Let us be very cautious and let us remain a national party, a party that, of course, is loved by every part of this country. So no member should give utterances at this time which can make us, of course, jittery. And I saw something today posted in the news, in the social media, to the effect that once Baba is buried, then ODM is going to be disintegrated. That should not be the spirit of any ODM member. We should stay united and focused. Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, I'm thanking you and I pass my condolences to the whole family of the Raila Odinga, the ODM fraternity, Kenya, East Africa, and the rest of Africa. And Madam Speaker, don't forget, our neighbors were fearing Raila because of influence. Today we have what do you call this gentleman in Tanzania who is jailed? Somebody, Tundu Lissu. We have this guy in Uganda. These are all people who came up as a result of Baba's influence. And that is why perhaps the neighboring countries were not in favor of Raila. Thank you very much, and I support this.
The Honorable David Ochieng. The Honorable David Ochieng.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish the Honorable Raila had lived longer. Madam Speaker, Raila was such a blessed man, and he blessed our country so immensely. He blessed so many people, Madam Speaker. He blessed me too, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, his life is synonymous with Kenyan's life. His struggles were our struggles. His triumphs and victories were our triumphs and our victories, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Raila was so committed to deep democratic ideals, Madam Speaker, devolution, rule of law. He believed in a better Kenya, and that became his lifetime pursuit and endeavor, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when Raila clenched his fist, when Raila called us to action, the country stood still. When Raila called us to action, the country followed in unison, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Raila personified what was best in this country. He was our moral compass, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, he had very many handshakes. And these handshakes, Madam Speaker, most of the time brought us from the brink. His handshakes most of the time brought the country from the abyss, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, though I ran a party, Raila was my inspiration. Raila was magnetic. Raila was infectious. Raila was so humorous, so humble, that for a long time, Madam Speaker, I avoided sitting with Raila for 1 hour because I feared that if I sat with him, his stories, he'd regale me with stories of war, of conquest, of how the country had grown. And I would tell him, Baba, if I sit with you for long, I would easily go back to ODM. So I would not sit with Raila for long because I feared that he would convince me to fall off my party and go back. Madam Speaker, Raila was so unassuming. He loved everybody, was so approachable, Madam Speaker, Raila was an institution, Madam Speaker. You remember, I always say that Raila Odinga was extra-legal. He was extrajudicial. He was a fourth arm of government because when he decided to give us a holiday, we will get a holiday. If he said the parliament will pass a bill without a comma or a full stop, we will do so, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, his word sometimes was low. Madam Speaker, Raila Odinga was a Pan-Africanist. He bestrode the region like a colossus. Madam Speaker, he mentored many. He taught many. He cared for so many. He led with grace. He didn't have an iron fist, Madam Speaker. So as he goes home, Madam Speaker, all of us wished that he lived longer, that he was with us here longer. And Madam Speaker, like all human beings, he had his frailties. He had his infallibilities, Madam Speaker. He had his hopes. He had his fears. He was weighed down, Madam Speaker, with what ailed our country. He was weighed down, Madam Speaker, with corruption as a vice in our country. He was bogged down with tribalism that had become a cancer, killing our country, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when videos came out the other day, I saw Raila walking in India. And I could imagine Raila walking with his normal grin, thumping one foot after the other, Madam Speaker, hoping for the best, hoping to return to his beloved country and to keep building the country, keep giving us hope. Madam Speaker, I dare say, and that had Raila died without making peace with William Ruto, Madam Speaker, be president by force. Madam Speaker, Raila was a very interesting man. He's only
was the night before Christmas, and all through the house. Oh, wait, different story, but we'll still see a mouse. Put those old Christmas classics back up on the shelves. We've got new tales of giving and loving and elves. In our first Yuletide story, two stars are on ice. They've been best friends forever, so cordial and nice. But can both share the stage with the lights shining bright? Or will egos get bruised in a double Lutz fight?
What beautiful skaters.
Minnie, you're not nervous, are you?
A little. Does it show?
Oh, no, you're gonna be great.
Spin, spin, land, and... Oh, it's Daisy!
Donald. Hurry up before the ice melts.
Looks like she's got something big planned for her routine.
Careful, Donald. Props go there. Minnie! What do you think? I made it myself.
Oh, Daisy, it's perfect.
Well, break a leg.
Oh,
Theater talk, honey. Good luck.
You too, Daisy.
Better get ready.
Let's give these fine competitors a nice hand. Next up, a real treat from our own little hometown darling.
That's me.
That's me.
In her debut skating performance, sure to be a showstopper, ladies and gentlemen, Miss
Andisi, that proceeded in 2007 for the presidency in 2007 of ODM. I even on at that time and became so close friend to Raila. A man who voted for the devolution in this country, even the constitution now that we enjoy in 2010, it is the Raila who did all those to this honorable nation. I want to take this opportunity to tell Kenyans that it is good time to find what Raila had did to this country, to all of us to unite. That now Baba has rest, but he had made friendship to many Kenyans, many leaders, including the former president Kibaki. He was a friend to Daniel Moi. He was a friend and a brother to former President Uhuru Kenyatta. He was a friend. Now the broad-based government, that all of us is important to emulate what this great man has done to this country. I want to take this opportunity to say pole to Mama Ida Odinga, the junior son of the old man and the entire family. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Esther Passaris and honorable members, you keep calm. The Honorable Passaris will be the last.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise with a heavy heart, yet with deep gratitude, to pay tribute to a man whose life, courage, and conviction shaped the destiny of our republic. The late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, our Baba, our mentor, and our moral compass.
Honorable Passaris.
Yeah. Yes.
Please say, I would like to move that the House be now adjourned. Honorable Passaris.
Madam Speaker, I would like to move that the House now be adjourned.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the House may now be called upon to adjourn. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, the House, then the time being 16:36 p.m., this House stands adjourned until Tuesday, 4th of November at 2:30 p.m.